a trader loses $1 million in his account, but that's not all. There's another feedback here from someone who actually had $30 million and now it's gone in 10 minutes. There's another one here, $18.73 million, gone. $16.43 million, gone. $15.69 million, gone. $13.72 million, gone. This is absolutely crazy. I want to walk you through this. I'm going to give you an update as well too in the market, guys. I think we could be finding a potential top in the market. So I'll be talking to you why and the pattern that I'm seeing. But check this out here, right? Let me bring this in here. I'm going to zoom right in on this one here. And this is, look, check this out. This is just crazy. And this is why if you ever see my videos, I'm really sort of big on not risking and not trying to be lucky and all that sort of stuff. Like my success in the way that I do things is not about being lucky, right? There's a systematic approach to the way that I trade, right? And the thing is, guys, by the way, traders, if you haven't done so yet, this here, if you go to that first link in the description, that johnsfreegift.com, I'm giving away this book here for free, absolutely for free. You're going to learn so much. If you've been trading the markets for a while, guys, and you're learning a lot of stuff, but you're really struggling with, you're just missing something, right? Then I'm going to be teaching you. In this book here. It's called How to Create Affiliate Trading Psychology. That gives you the missing X factor and unstoppable winning edge. The unstoppable winning edge. That first thing in the description there, guys, is a link to this. Go get access to it. I promise. When you finish reading this book, and you get access to the entire book straight away. When you can finish reading this book, guys, I promise you, so many light bulbs. These are for you guys that have been trading for the markets for a while, but you're just still struggling, right? And you know there's the differences of the way that people think. And all that sort of stuff. So if you go to this page here, first thing in the description there, guys, go get access to it for free. Now, the big thing that I am all about when it comes to my trading, right? And the one thing I do is I'm really big on not being lucky. And this is one thing I'm always try to help people out is it's not about getting it right. It's about having a systematical process to helping you crush it long term. So you can see here, look at this here. I'm going to throw up. Lost that remaining 1K I had. My bank account has $0. I wish I had never trading. I'm posting this so everyone that sees this can convince themselves that this is devil at work and stop trading. Two things by that. Buck me, right? Buck me, right? Two things from here. Firstly, I found off my 1% group because I've got a 1% group that I'm with every day. There's only about 10 to 15 people in there. I've got 2 spots left open, guys. So if you want more detailed coaching for an entire 1 year with me every day for an hour or so, that's secondly in the description there, guys. If you go to getjohnshelp.com, then you'll be able to see all the details about it and you can book a call with me and we'll see if you're a good fit. Again, I only take on a small group every single year. So I've got the last few spots to open up. Here's the thing here. I was actually talking about this with my 1% group today. Here's the thing. When I was talking about this, firstly, they found out that this guy's actually trading again. They're trying to make his money back. But the second thing is that when I was talking to them here is that, he says, this is bucking devil at work. No, it's not the devil at work. Right? It is not the devil at work. He just didn't know how to trade properly. What is a proper trading method? And this is for you guys, right? One of the things that I've learned from my personal trading is it's not about being lucky. I guess this is his equity curve here, right? Trader loses $1 million in his account. Gone. It's not about being lucky, right? I'm pretty sure you guys know that yourself. It's all about having a systematic approach. And this is where I'm really big on some of you guys who are trading the mining sector and metals and miners now, right? Is that there's no real systematical process of you actually you may be doing really well out of this big metals and mining boom now. All I say is, what are you going to do next year when the mining boom is over and the metal boom is over? Are you going to be lucky again? Because even if you did make $1 million, you're probably going to lose it all because that's what I'm all about. So you can see here, no, the trading's not the devil at work, right? This guy just didn't know how to trade. Now, when trading is also, how do I actually get into the right trades in the first place? And how do I apply it where if I'm having a loss, which we do have losses, I'm risking small amounts of profits or small amounts of money on my account, and then I can have big growth, right? Here's the second one here. Have a friend that was close to 30 million net worth. He was almost a decade in crypto, lost 30 million in 10 minutes. Man, an entire decade in multiple generations, he could have retired in 10 minutes. Look at this here. This account here lost $18 million, $16 million, $15 million, $13 million. Just absolutely crazy, guys. And this is why I'm so big with you, okay? If you're trading the market now and you're like, hey, gold is still going up, let's just stay long. Or mining stocks are still going, like that. It's not about you making money now. I don't give a shit about you making money now. What does that, what good is that if you can't next year then repeat that process? See what I'm saying? Trading the market is about having a systematical process there. So with all that being said, I want to share something with you here. So as you know, if we go to the actual, if we go to the stock market, we know the stock market's been going up quite a bit, okay? We know stock market's been, here we go to the upside, but I want to share a pattern with you. Not many times do we see this type of exuberance on a bull market. There's the NASDAQ, right? This is the NASDAQ composite, same thing, right? And what I mean by that is we don't very rarely do we see a 6 months worth of upside movement with only 2 or 3% pullbacks, okay? Now, that's the type of environment we're in right now. Same with the S&P 500. We're out here. So, this is the pattern. If we do get this pattern, guys, we're probably going to see a 10% drop, at least on the S&P 500. Let me share with the pattern here, right? So, we can see happen here. So, if I bring this up to here, right? Oh, and look at this one here. I forgot to put this one in. I spent 3 years showing up every day, 24/7. Sacrificed everything for my friends and family and health. Literally sweat, blood, and tears into this. In a matter of seconds, everything is gone. See what I'm saying? And this is the big thing, guys. This is a massive warning signs to you guys. If you don't get the proper training and education and coaching, which that's what I do, why I do, is so when you do have losing periods, how could something be gone straight away? Right? This is, by the way, millions and millions and millions of traders are going to get wiped out, and it's already starting to happen. This is a sign. You wait till next year when everything starts to really fall apart. And we're talking metals, miners, crypto, stock, when things really get a pullback. We ain't seen nothing yet. That's where those who are educated and those who have the proper training know what to do around this here, right? So we can see this level here. Right, we can see what's going on here on the stock market, but let me teach you a pattern. When is the market gonna? If the market's gonna peak out here, and we're gonna start to roll into like even a 10% correction, because that's all I'm thinking about. Okay, let me show you this here. I've got a chapter here, and this chapter here, and what I'll also do, guys, is I'll also put on at the end of this video, I'll put on a training that I did talking about. Going through, like, there's a training that I did where it walks through the major crashes and the pattern to look at. I'll attach that to this video here so you can see that, and that way you'll be able to help you out as well too, right? Here's the 1929 crash, and here's the crash here. Now I'm always looking for analogous situations in the markets, right? Analogous situations in the market. Now what does that mean? That means if we have a very nice big bull phase, look at this through here, right? Bam, bam, all the way up. Very little pullback, right? We see this here. I'm always looking for the analogous situation of what actually happens. Meaning, before this drop here, was there something on the chart to tell us, something could be changing here? And there was, right? That was, look at this here. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher low. We had a drop down. We went sideways through here. See how we went sideways through there? And then we dropped down. So let me blow this chart up here for a minute. Let me zoom right in on the top here so you can see this. Look what happens. We go from low, higher low, higher low, higher, rally up, come down. We actually made a higher low, but notice how we actually then went weak through here. That's different. Why? Because if you look at the legs, See how the buyers are very strong through there? Strong, strong, very strong. What happened through here? They weren't very strong, were they? They were actually quite weak. Then we got the breakdown, and then we started to see the sell-off from there. See that from there? Right, so let me go down to, look at this here. Here's another example of a chart that actually happened that caused the drop. What was it? So I'm showing you analogous situations of what to look out for. So if we are going to see a drop here over the next couple of weeks, what are we looking for in the markets? Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. See, it's the same. It's very, very similar, right? Went down, went slowly up, then we broke down. Then we had the big sell-off, right? Here's another example here. Same type of thing, different example. Higher lows all the way up, as you can see, all the way high, low, high, low, low. That actually came down, made a low, rallied up. We failed, and then we rolled over. See how this is the first time we did this? And then we had a selling period through there. Now, what is that? That is, the pattern is higher lows all the way up. Then we come down. We rally back up. We're very weak, and then we roll back over. Topping, and then we start to see that coming. So let me go back to the stock market now. Do you see how it's actually starting to potentially form out here? Now, we're not there yet, but what are we seeing through here? Right? Firstly, we're getting the what? Low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. It actually made a small lower low. Now we're through here. So if we do this, and then we break down like that, then guess what comes from there? That's the same thing as like I walked through a minute ago. And then we're likely to go down through here. Again, I'll play that training on the end of this video today for you. So you can actually see the same training I'm talking about. So here, you can go look at this here. And you see what I'm looking at there. So this is obviously the S&P. NASDAQ as well too, same type of thing. Now, we don't know if it's going to make this pattern, right? But if it does low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. If this does something like that, and then we roll over, we're probably coming down towards this 20,000 level on the NASDAQ there. So that's what I wanted to share with you there today, guys, on the actual, just the overall, just the stock market here. We could be getting ready for a bit of a pullback here. I don't expect a big pullback. If you actually look at the big weekly charts from here, actually I'll bring up this chart and I'll go to the weekly chart. All I'm expecting is just a nice healthy correction. If we do start to get that, right, up, just a little bit of a correction for a few weeks, a month, and then we're probably going to, then that's going to be a buying opportunity. Same for the S&P 500. So a bit of a drop down through to here, as you can see, through there, bit of a drop, and then away we go from there. So Chos, this is the end of this sort of update for you guys today. I'm going to now play that. I'm going to put on now that video that I talked about, or the training that I did, but that goes through all the major crashes, all these here. And I walk you through the pattern like I walked you through today, but a lot more detail. So you can start to look out for, know what to look out for if we are going to start to see some selling periods. Speak to you soon, guys. So one of the biggest things that actually stops us from getting ahead in the markets is fear, right? Fear. What if the market crashes? What if it doesn't crash? What's going on? I'm confused. The market's so volatile. Let's actually, what I want to do is I want to take off the blinders, the blinkers for you. And today I want to share with you how there is so much power in the charts. And I'm going to talk about the different major crashes we've actually had in history, 1929, 1987, and how just by really forgetting all the noise and letting the fear take control, how can we just utilize some simple techniques that really do make a massive difference in our lives when understanding, are we about to see a crash? Is there a potential of a down market? So that's what I want to share with you. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so before I start guys, if you'd like to learn how I actually trade the markets, how I scan the markets, how I find my trades, how I find what I call my A+ quality trades that gets over a 90% success rate, I'm running a webinar today guys. First link in the description, click on that, go register for my webinar, and I'll teach you all the details, how to find, scan, and also identify amazing high quality trades, powerful trades that can get over a 90% win-loss ratio. First thing in the description there, guys, go join my webinar that I'm running today. So let's go look at this here, right? So I personally take a lot, as you can see, look at this here. I have a lot of screenshots of different trades and different things I've done in the past, right? Do you guys take a lot of screenshots? Anyway, so let me bring this one up. Let me actually copy this for a minute and let me go over to this one here. So we're going to look at this one here. And this is my good old PowerPoint. Rule number 1 is trend. The trend is your friend until the end, guys. I promise you, stick with the trend, especially the higher time frame trend, by the way. Bit of a side note before I get into today's update. If you're trading a daily chart, guys, always look at the weekly chart major trend and trade with that. You'll have a much more happy trading career. Anyway, so we look at this actual chart through here. So one thing that the stock market does, right? And I know this sounds really, really simple, but one thing the stock market does is this. For people that don't know about the markets itself, they're very, 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 very confused, right? It's like if you've been trading the markets now for 2 or 3 or 4 or even 5 years, you've probably gone around the world a couple of times or maybe more, right? Is that a song? And the purpose of me saying that, right? If you've gone down the indicator roll and stochastics and MACDs and swing trading, divergence and reports and all this sort of stuff, right? And you're like, and John, I'm still confused. Welcome to the club. So was I. That's what led me down a rabbit hole. But thanks to me now having 20 years experience in the markets, I've just learned, there's nothing really, the market just doesn't suddenly crash, right? And that's what this whole thing here is, just to give you back the power. Give you back the power, right? So let's have a look at this here. So let's actually create this really, really simple. Let's create another little slide through here, okay? So whenever we have a market in itself, we have trend analysis, right? So we have market go up. So let's draw this out for you, right? So we have market go up through there, right? Let's change the color. So let's say we have market go up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create this slide for you right now. Okay. Market go up, and market go up. Okay. So we have this market go up. So now we're looking at it, we're identifying an upward trend, right? And so the reason why I'm going to be using this example, and you can flip it upside down for the bearish side, but the reason I'm going to be using this as an example is to teach you and show you, because obviously market crash is down, right? So we want to identify, is there a potential market crash? So let's actually draw this through here, and let's actually bring up, I'm going to copy paste that again, but now I'm going to change you to red, all right? Can we actually do a bit of a presentation live in front of you guys? Cool, let's do this here, right? So, and now look what we have here. What do we have? Nice little upward trend, right? Nice little upward trend through there. Yeah, we go, right? There we go. Another nice little nice little move to the upside, right through there. And let's just do another one through there, right? So another one through here. Let's just say the market does that through there. And let's say the market comes through here, right? So what do we have here? What do we have so far? We have what? And I know this sounds really simple, guys, but watch. I'm doing this right in front of you right now as a bit of a teaching video. Okay, firstly, this is how you identify the trend. Secondly, you'll start to see when the trend starts to change, what are the most important things to say, you know what? We are no longer in an upward trend, so if we're going to see a downward phase, now it doesn't mean we're going to crash, but it just tells you that we need to be alert, right? So let's actually go to no fill in. Let's go to outline. Let's go to no fill. There we go. All right, cool. And let's actually do that. All right. So what do we have here? We have low, and then we have another higher low. There we go. Back there. Another higher low, right? And then now we have what? Another higher low, right? So we have higher lows in place. So as long as the market continues to make these higher lows, then the market is still in an upward trend. Now, you may be thinking, no, dude, John, you wasted 5 minutes of my life to tell you that. Hold your horses, right? Hold your horses. Let me explain something here, all right? So, but what happens if for some reason the next leg down is like this? And what that is a, let's go here, right? So let's go insert, a bit of fun here with you guys, right? A little bit of a... Okay, cool, there. Right, so what that is that that's now a breaking of a low. Remember I said before that, now, as long as the market's making higher lows, the market's in an upward trend. If the market changes the tune, and let's bring on a good old purple, and let's make you a lot thicker, and let's make you dash, right? Dash purple. So if we actually break the low here, then what does that tell you? That tells you, because remember guys, you and me are not, we don't move this market around, right? Not you, not me, not a collective of us. We're like a little fly poo. Trillions of dollars are flowing through all these markets, right? Cryptos and especially foreign exchange, right? And then you've got commodity prices and gold and stocks. It's so much money flows through this. So you and me, we're a little fly poo. But let's look at this here. So we identified this level through here, right? And this is the reason why, guys, in my trading system, again, that first link in the description, go join my webinar. In my trading system, out of the 4 rules, the very first rule is what I'm teaching you here right now because it's so powerful. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So we have this level through here. So now we've actually broken the low. What does that mean? It means that the market is no longer in an upward trend. Okay, cool. So now this could either mean it's likely to go sideways, or we could actually start to see a downward trend. And then what can actually happen sometimes is that the market will then get what? The market will then go for a rally to the upside, and then it will start to see a movement on the downside. But what was the warning to say, oh, if I'm long this market right now, this market could be rolling over and we could be getting ready for a downside. Now, I know this, what was the warning sign? The warning sign was what? This one right here. Okay, and I'm going to make that a lot. I'm going to make you, let's make you, all right, let's make you, we'll go red, right? And let's make you a lot thicker, just a lot thicker. That's what she said. I hope not. Anyway, back at the educational video for you guys. All right, so we have higher lows through here, okay? Then we break a lower low. Now, what is this one? This is a trend change warning, right? A trend change warning. So the trend change warning simply says, okay, we could be getting ready for more downside to come. And this way, guys, that let's actually take the power back here, right? There's this whole world of trading. It's actually not that complicated. Once we can start to remove what we think, right? A lot of the times when we go to the markets, we think, oh, the professionals, blah, 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 or this, what a lot of the stuff that we think is actually completely wrong, right? So now then this trend change warning then starts to make what? Then comes up, then now makes a lower high, and then now guess what? Now we're in a downward trend, right? And then the market goes down. Now there's no guarantees that this market is going to crash here. No, it could just be in a downward trend. But let's go apply that same analysis to all of the markets. Now I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go to, this is 1929 crash. What did we have here? Look at this here. Easy. There we go, right? See that lower low? What is that? That's that lower low from what? Let's do another one. So now we had a lower low, lower high, and then this is the 1929 crash. So I know that sounds really simple, but guess what? That's that low through there, right? There we go. There we go. Hey, are you going to do it for me? No. Oh, there you go. Right. So that's that low. It created a lower low, lower high, and then the severe crash happened. Let's go look at the 1962. All right. I'm going to copy paste where the low broke it. Look at that there. That was a low, a slight lower low, but look what happened. Came up, made a what? Lower high, and then we had the big move down. 1966 crash. Look at this one here. This one here was definite, like a real spot on, right? Look at this here. So we had what? We had a lower low compared to this low here. And let me make you circle that low there, right? So higher low, lower low. What do we have here now? We now have what? We now have lower high. Let's continue on here. 1987 crash. What do we have here? We had this one here, wasn't a lower low, but it actually started to create this pattern here where it created a lower high, It created a higher low, but then it created a lower high. And let me copy paste you over here. And it broke the low. So lower highs breaking the low. Who's in control through here now? Who's definitely in control at this point right here? All right, this point right here. Now the sellers, right? Because now we're in a downward trend, right? We're in a downward trend. High, low, lower high, and then the big drop. And then look at that there. 1980. Oh my goodness, 1987 came out of nowhere. 2008. Mr. 2008. Let's I need another red circle. Let's go 2008. 2008 did what? It created at least this point through here, right? Dropped a major lower low. Then created a lower high. It actually even started back here as well too, right? As you can see. Like look at this here. It started creating lower highs back here. But a significant lower low, lower high. And then guess what? The big crash was where? The real big bang was there, wasn't it? Right? The bit that's where this right here was the big bang. Can I make that thicker? Anyway, you see what I'm getting there, right? So this here was when, oh my goodness, market's falling off a cliff. Like, it's like, look at this here, market go down. COVID, look at this here. Now, what did COVID do? Good old COVID. Now, by the way, guys, COVID is an anomaly. You can't really add COVID in there, but look what COVID did. What did COVID do? It actually created the double top, but look what happened. It broke the low, right? Broke the low. It didn't create a lower high, but as soon as it broke that low, guess what? You're saying, oh my goodness, it's over. Let's go, and then let's look at one of the last crashes through here. And this is where, guys, the chart is your friend, right? What's that there? What is this here? It's a what? It's a lower low. And now that's a lower low. And now look what happened. Came up, made a lower high. That's pretty much there. Look at that there. Remember I said before, like, let's go back to this diagram here. Lower low, lower high, and then the bear market starts, then the downside starts. Now again, it doesn't mean this is when the crash is going to happen, but guess what? This is when you actually start to utilize, okay, if there's something going to happen, like right now as I'm doing this recording, if you look at the markets, if you're worried about a significant crash suddenly happen overnight, that is just off a fear or off a thinking, and that is not reality, right? The reality is that the market doesn't just go straight down. It may have a really sharp drop in the market, but to really have a big crash, which I don't think we're going to start to see what? We're going to start to see this. Again, it doesn't mean we're going to crash. We could just have a nice downward trend. By the way, traders, what is a crash? The crash is what? Just no, this is 2008, right? It doesn't look too bad. Like, oh my goodness, global financial crisis, the market is over, that's it, the market, everything's dead. Everything's dead. That doesn't look like much, does it, now? Because why? We're removing the emotion. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this was 2008 stock market crash was 2008, 365 days, not 1 day, 2 days, 1 week. It wasn't COVID, right? COVID was a black swan that happens once every 100 years. But now looking at the crash here, look at the here, look what we're seeing through here. Low, lower high, and then away we go from there. And then we see where Bitcoin crashed, and as you know, Bitcoin came down through here. And then it did nothing for a while. People went quiet. And then now we had the very big moves to the upside. So if I go back to this chart here, look at this chart here. As we can see, look at this here. 1929, lower low, lower high, downward trend. Lower low, lower high, downward trend. 1966, lower low, lower high, downward trend. 1987 created a higher low, but then it created a lower high. And then we started to see this here. 2008, and also the Bitcoin market as well too. So if you are fear of having a crash and you're worried, we have the power in our hands. And it's not from a secret report or what Russia's doing or this secret long-term insider or no. Let's bring back the, as you can see, right? So what is our job? Our job is as the market is moving and starting to create, as the market moves and creates these patterns, guess what we should be doing? We should be completely 100% focused on this one thing. And again, guys, that's where, like, for me personally, with my trading system, when it comes to my A quality setups, again, guys, that first thing in the description, go join my webinar that I'm running today, and you will be able to see exactly why my trading system is so high probability. Rule number 1 is this. Then I'll start to look at rule number 2, 3, and 4, and like, oh my goodness, when you start to combine those 4 simple things. But that's the reason why, guys, off the back, this is the reason why it's a foundation to having a really successful trade for me. Because this here, guys, is what, remember, at the end of the day, the bottom line is this. You and me, we do not move the market. But the chart is like a footprint of what the collective of the market is thinking and feeling. Now we can go really deep into this market, like really, really, really deep about chart reading techniques and all that sort of stuff. And I do that in my trading course. That's second link in the description there. Especially in part number 2 and 3, I talk about like chart reading mastery and different things you can utilize there. But the power is in our hands, because all it is, it's just what we're doing here, guys. When we're reading the market, we're reading what the big boys are starting to think and feel, right? And this is sort of like a foundations of the trend analysis. Then we can start to look at other things, laying it up to a bit more advanced type of techniques to really start to really get a good understanding. Like, oh, look here. You know, the buyers used to be strong, but now we're actually really, really slowing down here, or we could be getting ready for a change, or all these sort of things. So the whole purpose of this video, guys, is to give you back the power, give you the power. So if you're worried about a stock market crash, or if you think about loading up on some put options or shorting the markets because you think the market's going to go to custard, right? No. Step back, right? The market doesn't work like that. The market will start to give us some sort of warning sign first. As you can see, all the major crashes in history, especially the really big ones, '08, Bitcoin, 1929, 1987, the market starts to give us some form of a warning sign that we may not go through. We don't know if a crash is going to happen, but it starts to say that, hey, we are no longer in an upward trend anymore, and the big boys are starting to sell this off for a reason. So traders, before you leave today, I want to give you an invite to apply for my John's Inner Circle coaching program. This is my top level coaching program, and this is for only serious people only. This group right now currently is only around 15 people, so it's only a real small group because I'm with you every single week in that small group. This whole group here, this John's Inner Circle, is about giving you exactly what you need to know on how to identify a really good high quality setup, trade management techniques, how I scan the markets, and so much more. Plus also every single week I'm doing live coaching sessions that help you with every single area that goes into becoming a good trader, and so much more. So this is only for serious people only. This is my top level coaching program. It's only a real small group. But if you're at the point right now where you are absolutely serious about becoming disciplined and you really want to make commitment to becoming a good trader, then my Inner Circle may be a good fit for you. If you go to getjohnshelp.com, that's an application form. Go fill that out right now, and you and I will have a good chat on the phone, and I'll see where you're at, and you'll be able to see more about the actual coaching program. And if we're a good fit, then maybe we can move together from there. But if you're real serious about this and you really want to take this to a whole brand new level, and you want to be more than 95% of traders lose money in the markets, and if you finally want to start to crack into the top 5%, and even the top 1%, then this may be a good fit for you. So go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Apply for that. It's only for the first 10 people only. And I look forward to speaking to you on the phone real soon.